spotted! Spotted a suspect! Suspect eliminated! One more down!
Welcome viewers, this is Windshear. Glad you could join me. Hope you enjoyed that little warm-up, lukewarm type montage. Didn't want to get too crazy with a long drawn-out montage, but I always like to start off with a little bit of gameplay. And I got some good moments sprinkled throughout this gameplay of, yes, you're seeing it right, this is not Battlefield 1 gameplay. Battlefield Hardline, yes, go ahead and leave the dislike button, go and hit that in comments below. I know you guys hate this game, but, you know, this is a game, you know, of my story with this game, but I'm telling you right now, I'm really enjoying playing this game lately. It's a game I wish I would have gotten into more. I feel like this game had a lot of potential, and everybody got on the bandwagon and just dismissed it, and now I think it'll be one of the biggest regrets of the community, just with Battlefield dismissing this so quickly. You're just seeing that a lot more lately, a lot of animosity towards games. I don't know where that's really coming from. But I'll just say right now, I really enjoy playing this game. I like the fact that it's not vehicle focused like Battlefield 4 is. In fact, that even this weapon I'm using right now, the FN FAL, can dish out a lot of damage to non-armor plated vehicles, helicopters and like vans and cars, but of course armor vehicles it doesn't do anything against. I like that aspect of it. I just like the maps of this game, all the DLC that's come out with this, a lot of value right here. Great maps, open maps, a lot of fun just in how the maps progress and how they flow, and contesting objectives and the verticality of the map. Lots of cover, just nice looking maps too. Well done, particularly with the later DLC maps. And now you're starting to see some of these come available without even having to purchase them, like you're seeing Battlefield 4 as well. So that's what I've been playing lately, just enjoying this game a lot. Apologize for the lack of content uploading lately. Just been too busy with work. Summer is always a busy time for us, and I've been on some job interviews as well, so I've been kind of focusing on all of that. But what I want to talk about today is my kind of reaction to your reaction of my reaction of the Battlefield 1 trailer. And kind of give my synopsis of what I've seen lately on just the gameplay, the pre-alpha gameplay. Now, I appreciate your comments as always, guys, but just bear in mind I always tell it like it is on this channel. There's no sugarcoating. It's just my opinion. I'm just an average gamer out there. I like Battlefield games. I like other games too, but primarily first-person shooters. I do play other games as well, racing games and such. But on my channel, obviously, just first-person shooter type games with a focus on Battlefield. So my reaction to the trailer was just, first of all, overcoming shock of the fact that it was a World War I theme. It's a theme I still question today. I don't think it's a good direction to go. So that, you know, that was just me expressing my reluctance to them going that direction. Now, I was a little probably too hard on being critical of it, but again, it was just me reacting to the trailer. It was a well done trailer, don't get me wrong. I think they did good with the production of the trailer, capturing the moments right like they do with Battlefield. There's no question it was better than the Call of Duty trailer, which we can all come to agreement on, I'm sure. But in terms of my perception and my take on it, now that I've actually seen the gameplay of the pre-alpha gameplay come out, and you can actually see the game in actual multiplayer gameplay, I feel like a lot of the concerns I have are legitimate. It's clear it's an older type looking shooter. It's reflected in that in the gameplay and like the uniform of the players that they're wearing, you know, those like buttons on their arms. Just, I mean, it almost looks like a Revolutionary War type thing, but of course, anyway, I don't want to get too much into that. But the weapons in themselves, wow! I mean, just seeing those guns, a lot of fully automatic guns, a lot of bolt action guns, but more than anything, is just my kind of reluctance or my concern for the recoil patterns of the guns, the controllability of the guns. I've already seen in the entire class, like the machine gun class, you know, that's a class I like to run. Pretty much already the consensus is that it's not very effective. The gun has very strange recoil, very difficult control, and these are with PC players using a mouse and keyboard that are very experienced shooters saying that it's just not a good class. So already the entire class is pretty much obsolete. I don't like how the magazines stick up in your field of view and stick out at 45, and everything's iron sights. And I mean, there's a few optics in there I think I saw on like the snipers, but I really didn't see that carrying through to the lower caliber type weapons. So maybe that'll come, but like I say, my overall interpretation so far is that there's a big emphasis on iron sights, and that's probably true to that time period. The other thing I was seeing a lot of that kind of had my concerns flagged again was the amount of third-person perspective utilized on vehicle gameplay. Whether you're in the tank or the aircraft, the airplanes flying around, everybody was running try-hard third-person mode. And I'm like, this needs to stop. Either make the first person more viable or just don't have a third person option, because I think vehicles are too effective with a third person option. You get too much situational awareness that you shouldn't have, and you're at a huge disadvantage having a first person option. It's something I've never understood in Battlefield games. They only allow you to stick to first person perspective in hardcore mode, and I don't like that. It should be first person all the way, just like it is with the gun gameplay. And I would argue that just like in Battlefront, if there was a third person option for infantry gameplay, everybody would be going sweaty try hard on using that mode, just like they do in Battlefront. Look at this moment right here. Coming up, I'm just going beast mode on, tearing up through these guys. I'm like, oh, I got some cover here. Getting reload. Oh, get shanked, gutted right there. Oh man, I felt that one when that guy shanked me like that. I was like, oh, I mean, I just felt this pain in my stomach. Like, I mean, that was a good play on his behalf. Totally caught me off guard. I didn't even hear the guy. I mean, it scared the piss out of me for a moment. I was like, oh man. I mean, when you get taken out of like an epic, you know, just you're going through a beast tear, and somebody just guts you like that, it's like, oh man, that hurts, you know. And it put a smile on my face playing this game, because it reminded me again, this is a Battlefield game at its core right here. I mean, moments like that you're just not going to see many other games. And I mean, take it, hate it or love it, this game is still a Battlefield game, and I really encourage you guys, as cheap as this game is now and as little there is to play out there right now, you really need to pick this game up. It's a lot of fun. It really is a lot of fun. Was my biggest regret in Battlefield history, not playing this game as much as I should have. So again, Battlefield 1, the perspectives on vehicles, I don't like that right now. But what, you know, I'm hitting the things I don't like a little too hard. What I am liking is I'm liking the map layout. I like the cover aspect of it. I like how it looks. I think the graphics look great. I like how that Zeppelin aircraft comes in and actually comes in to the losing team, and you can use it as like a deploy point, or you can do some almost like a mini AC-130. Probably not a good analogy to use there, but you know, it allows you to maybe turn the tide of a battle in your team's favor. So I like the aspect of that, and I like how it comes down in a Levolution type manner. It looks cool. I mean, all that stuff, it looks great. I do like that. We'll just have to see more maps, and I'm sure, you know, the maps have never been a concern for me with Battlefield. There's always a map I always like. Even the worst maps on Battlefield I still like quite a bit, in particular in comparison to other type games out there. So all that's looking good to me. I think the sounds, all that, I mean, DICE does a good job of all that, like I say. It's just the period itself, there's something about it I can't quite put my finger on, and I don't want to use the word like depressing, because it's not really a good word to use, but it's just something down about just seeing like the burnt out buildings and the rubble and, you know, all that. Just I mean, there's just nothing really. I guess I'm trying to say it looks pretty in terms of the graphics, but this the level of, on that particular map, bombed out building and stuff, it looks kind of tired to me. Maybe is what I'm trying to get at. Maybe you understand what I'm trying to say or not, I'm not sure. But like looking at this gun I'm using right now, the F&FAL, I really like this gun. I'll mention this again, but this weapon's garbage until you put an angle grip on it, a compensator, and a stock. So basically you got to put 3 attachments on this gun to tame the incredible bucking Bronco recoil this thing has. But this weapon is probably one of the highest DPS weapons of the game, but if you can tame it with some of those attachments, it really makes it more effective. But not having those attachments, it's really, really difficult to use. And I just don't see in Battlefield 1 how we're going to have the ability to throw grips and muzzle brakes and compensators and optics and scopes and stocks and maybe different types of ammo. I mean, I'm sure they're going to have some of that to a certain extent, but I think it's just going to be a much lower rate, which some argue that is a good thing to have less bloat in a game, but some of this bloat's good. Now, in Battlefield 4, there was an argument that a lot of attachments could actually make a gun worse, but that's really not the case in Battlefield Hardline. I think they fixed that because, of course, Battlefield Hardline came out after Battlefield 4. So I don't think you're going to see the case in Battlefield 1 where attachments aren't really doing anything for your weapon. But the question is, are they even going to be there? What are your options with optics? And right now in Hardline, I can go into a workbench and completely change my entire gun, down to the optic sights, the color, how they look, paint schemes, camos, there's various grips, muzzle brakes, suppressors, heavy barrels, stocks, armor-piercing rounds. I mean, the level of complexity in Battlefield 4 in terms of the customization that you have in this it hasn't been matched with any Battlefield game yet, and it's an aspect of this game that really shines very well. And I just don't think we're going to have that level of customization in Battlefield 1. I think that's a step back. I mean, they should be taking all the best aspects of all the Battlefield games thus far and taking from all of them and bringing them into Battlefield 1. Battlefield 1 should be the best Battlefield game made yet. And without them kind of bringing in aspects like that, like we have here in Hardline, there's still great aspects of this game. Even a little twerking bird right here that you can take a pot shot at. There's great aspects of this game that should be incorporated even to Battlefield 1, even though it's not the same type genre shooter. But at its core, is a solid shooter. And here's a good example. I thought I had a good position here getting this bus, and I took on 2 guys at once and totally got outplayed by a guy with a tactical elevation advantage on me. So, again, guys, don't think I'm just going on these tangents about the game. I want it to succeed. I'm excited about Battlefield 1. I'm eager to play it, but I'm just expressing my unbiased reluctance, my kind of unbiased reluctancy of what I've seen thus far. I think they're on dangerous territory, uncharted territory, going with the Battlefield World War I theme. That's dangerous ground. It's a big departure from what's out there, but I understand that. It does look different. Definitely looks unique, but I just felt like Battlefield could have. They never went that full futuristic type, except for the exception of Battlefield 2143. And a lot of people are like, well, it was beaten to death out there with everybody doing futuristic. I'm like, that's true, but Battlefield is different, and they didn't really have that chance to use the modern Frostbite engine and just show what their perspective of a futuristic shooter would be. And I think it would have been really exciting if they did do that, but they didn't go that way, so we'll see how it goes. I think it does look different, at least that they are doing something different, so I give them props for that. But again, remember, being different is not always being better. Sometimes they can try a little too hard to be different, and they can bite you in the butt. So maybe I'll be wrong. I'm hoping I'm wrong. I'm hoping this could be a fantastic game. But other games I'm really looking forward to. Titanfall 2, I'm really looking forward to that, particularly being available on all platforms now. That new Final Fantasy game looks cool. I'll probably not be uploading that on my channel, but I think I'm pretty excited about that. Of course, Battlefield 1 I'll be getting, and there's a couple other games coming out as well. But Titanfall 2, I've definitely got my eyes on that. I think that's going to be a phenomenal game. I really do. So that's kind of where I'm at with everything, guys. Like I say, appreciate your support over the years. I apologize for lack of content lately. It's just been a very busy summer. But I encourage you guys to come out and try this game. Pick up Hardline. It's probably dirt cheap now, and just you can get the DLCs are just great. Get them pretty cheap too. So I'll leave you with this final clip. I really enjoyed this gameplay, having a lot of fun with this game. I'm excited about the future of gaming, particularly with VR and everything else coming. I think it's gonna be a great year for gaming at the end of the year here, and lots of exciting titles coming. So appreciate your support. I will see you guys on the battlefield.